Ciao a tutti. This is Gina Andracchio with Lauren Birmingham Piscitelli. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Welcome. Benvenuta.
Grazie.
And you are joining us from where?
I'm in Praiano, Italy right now. It's the little hamlet that's on the side of Positano.
Uh-huh.
We moved here a few years ago because Positano, although is beautiful, is a little bit overcrowded right now.
Right. I imagine the tourist season has begun.
The tourist season has begun. The Amalfi Coast is buzzing. Lots of, tourists and visitors and cooking class guests. But we also have tours throughout all of the 20 regions in Italy.
Right. Okay. Yes. We're definitely going to get into that. Not too long ago, we had a sort of a written interview where we did a Q&A, and you
Yeah.
shared a little bit of your story and how cooking vacations came about. And
Yes,
so I'd like to hear that if you don't mind.
sure. I mean, firsthand, growing up in an Italian family, learning how to cook is secondhand. So along with my grandmothers and my great grandparents and my mom, I learned how to cook at a very early age. And I always really took it for granted. And I went off into marketing and public relations, but it was when I was in Sorrento with my family. And of course, every house here has an indoor and outdoor kitchen. My mom was off in the corner making biscotti and taralli, and the Irish and the Australians and the Canadians wanted to know what she was making. And my friend Andrea, who had inherited the villa from his great grandmother, said, "How can you help me fill this villa? Let's do some marketing. Let's get some PR going." And I said, "Why don't we do cooking classes?" So we started with him doing cooking classes. And then through a friend of a chef of a friend, it really grew. And then we had Elizabeth Berg, the award-winning New York Times bestseller author, write a story on me. She came undercover and visited, and it was a cover story on National Geographic Traveler, which then was picked up in China and reprinted in Chinese. So it really gave us a halo in the PR world and sort of a stamp of approval. And we've grown. We're always adding new tours throughout all of Italy, meeting new artisans, new chefs, new nonnas in the kitchen, from Michelin stars to artisan makers.
Right. Right. I want to give our viewers here a little glimpse of your website, cookingvacations.com. It is very involved. It is very detailed. And as you said, your clients can visit your cooking tours in Italy's 20 regions,
That's right.
which is amazing. I could ask you endless questions here, but I just, like I said, wanted to give the viewers a chance to see that they can just dive right in. And some of the things that I was seeing, if I were to go into one of your regions that's featured here, you have so many different types of tours that I'm wondering, if I wanted to book a tour, how would you advise me on choosing? Like, what kind of questions would you ask for me to make that decision?
We ask people if they've been to Italy before, if they're single, if they're in a group, if they're couples, um, if they like meat or fish, because even from town to town, recipes change. Of course, in Sicily, on the coast, it's fish laden, as in Positano, Amalfi, Capri. However, if you go into the mountains of Sicily, Sardinia, or the Amalfi Coast, or into Tuscany, it's meat, it's beans, it's lamb, cattle, the Cayennina beef, lots of sausages, and yet, of course, lots of fresh vegetables all the time. So every region's foods and culinary culture changes as you tour through the different regions.
Right, and that's another thing that our members want to know more about regional cooking. So how is it that they can come about learning about the different regional cuisines? I mean, do they just tell me about
Be
that?
sure, every region has its own recipes. I mean, the way they make eggplant parmesan in the north is very different from the south and is probably a southern dish. Some people put it in egg, flour, egg, and breadcrumbs. Others just toss it in flour. Other regions like the South here, they just fry it. Also because here it's a very warm climate, so they necessarily wouldn't bread it 3 times and then fry it. So there are those different elements that add to the variations in the culinary culture of each region.
Right, right, right. Okay. What can you tell me about? I saw somewhere um, families can take classes together. Kids can be
We have
participants.
a lot of cooking tours designed for children and their families so they can learn about pizza, pasta, gelato, and also the historic side to all of those things, which in Italy, everything has a story.
Right.
Whether it's in Pompeii or in Tuscany or in the north or Florence. So we have the kids cooking. We have, and in each cooking tour, we cater and pay careful attention to food allergies, gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian, and all the rest. In each of our tours, if it's your birthday or anniversary, the chef will make a special complimentary little dessert cake or tort. And then we have lots of women-only tours. We have, biking and cooking. We have ceramic making and cooking, painting. And this year we've created a special tour that starts in Florence, which is the pinnacle of the Renaissance, and it salutes Catherine Medici for 3 nights, walking in her footsteps, the culinary variations of that time, the art, and then we move to the Loire Valley, and that's when she married the French king, and we follow her footsteps there. And that's partnered with my dear friend Corinne Pretter of Lifestyle Vacations. So our tours really, really are custom made. We don't buy things on the shelf. We really experience them. I base a lot of things on my own good taste. If I wouldn't stay in a hotel, I certainly wouldn't send anyone. And even all of our tours have charming little B&Bs all the way up to 5-star, and they're always site inspected and always super clean, super friendly, family owned, safe, and all the rest.
Right, right. That's fantastic. I mean, you've been doing this for quite some time, so your recommendations really carry weight. And about your clients, how do you know when they've been satisfied with one of your tours or your classes? Tell me about the emotional side.
Sure, we have people who come and say, we fulfill their life dream, their bucket dream vacation. We've had people come as solos and end up becoming friends. We've had a couple of people meet and get married. Um, it's fun, it's exciting, because everyone loves Italian food and everybody wants to be Italian. So
Right.
it's a great way to be fully immersed in the food, and that's what Italy is all about, the food.
Right. There's definitely a charm about the country, and everyone seems to be in love with the food, no doubt about it.
And
Um,
yeah, and of course they do everything from scratch. Everything's hands-on. The chefs are very humble and down to earth, whether it's a nonna to a Michelin chef, and they care. They're passionate. They take time, because this is what they love to do.
right, right. And so do you keep in touch with your customers afterwards? Do they keep in touch and sort of
They
share
do.
their
They do.
pictures?
We share pictures. When I'm here, I take pictures of everyone and send them their photos. We share pictures. We become friends. They come and visit me in Boston in the winter. And we have, lots and lots who come back. That's why we keep
Right,
creating new tours,
right, right. Okay.
especially for families and even couples and single women, because they know there's a guarantee and a security of safeness with us. Our drivers, our chefs, the accommodations.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I think there is a bit of it's common to feel intimidated to be a solo traveler, especially as
Right.
a woman. So to be able to guarantee that safety and security and acceptance, you know, how common it is for women to travel, take one of your tours by themselves. Um, I definitely think that's very appealing. Good for people to know.
And that's why we created our Renaissance Women tours, which they're sculpted after the strong Italian Renaissance women who helped, forge ahead in Italy's culture and food and art. And in each of the tours, we have them in Puglia, we have one in Positano, in Florence and Venice. I've written a little booklet that shares recipes and culture of those Renaissance women in our Renaissance class, and we even cook some dishes from that period.
Right, right. It's fantastic. Yeah, I am going to be sharing here. I know that we can find your recipes on your website as well. You have a plethora of them,
On
categorized various categories as well.
Yeah, our inside pages are on the verge of being updated a little, but there's lots in the newsletter. There's always recipes every month. And I
Hmm.
also write for Taste of Italia, which is a 4-time yearly publication with lots of stories and recipes.
You stay busy. You stay very busy.
Yes.
So living in Positano, would that be about the majority of the year that you're out there?
It's 6 months and 6 months. Six
Okay.
6 months.
Okay. So what would you say is a challenge living out there?
Well, you can't run errands during lunch because everyone goes home to eat and sleep.
Right. Right, of course. How about your favorite locations, whether they be restaurants, local markets, sites to see?
I love Italy. Like, I think if I were a mom, I'd love all my children. Of course, every little city and every little village is different. Everything has something delicious. And that's what makes it so interesting. I really love where I live in Praiano because it's quiet and we have this great view. And Capri's right out there. You can see it. So you just hop on a boat in 30 minutes. You're on Capri where there are no cars, and that's wonderful. It's sort of like Venice, no cars. So that's one of my favorite places, and Bologna is a favorite place. It's just charming. It hasn't been crushed by the mass tourism. Great food, La Città Grass, where there's Parmigiano, tortelloni, tortellini, bolognese,
Right.
aceto balsamico. Very different from here, heavy food
Right.
compared to here where we cook with the sfusato lemons.
We want to thank Lauren for joining us. Look out for her on cookingvacations.com, and she's very active on our mi.o platform, so look out for her. Okay? Thank you. Ciao.